In part 1, we talked about how frustration begins with feeling behind or holding on to things from the past. Today, we continue with the third source of frustration and the surprising way God uses it to push us forward rather than hold us back. Welcome back to 411 Heaven. The third source of frustration comes from habits or patterns that quietly limit us. Things like bitterness, forgiveness, pride, hidden sin, fear, or even spiritual numbness. These things do not always shout loudly, but they whisper enough to drain our strength and block our spiritual growth. Jonah's story is a perfect example. God called him to Nineveh, but Jonah ran the other direction. He didn't want to obey. But the moment he ran, frustration followed, a storm, fear, chaos, panic. And eventually, Jonah found himself in the belly of a fish. Not because God abandoned him, but because God wasn't willing to give up on him. That low place wasn't punishment. It was repositioning. It was the place where Jonah surrendered, and the place where God gave him a second chance. But not all frustration brings us low. Some frustration does the opposite. It wakes something up inside us. A holy frustration, a stirring that says, "This is not where you settle. This is not where your story ends." Isaiah 43 verse 19 says, "See, I am doing a new thing." God often uses discomfort to pull us out of old routines and into a deeper calling. Sometimes frustration is not a sign that something is wrong, but a sign that something is shifting. So how do we respond? Not by stressing or striving, but by taking small, intentional steps of faith. We start by acknowledging His love. You are not overlooked. You are not forgotten. Then we surrender the outcome. You don't need to understand every detail. Just trust the one who walks beside you. Next, we lean into His strength and declare, "I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me." And finally, we rise above. Because Scripture says we are seated with Christ in heavenly places, which means our perspective rises higher than our problems. If this message has encouraged you, feel free to like this video or leave a comment below. Your engagement helps this message reach someone who needs it. Let me end with this truth. The wall you're facing right now, the one that feels immovable, may be the very place where God is shaping patience, courage, and strength inside you. He is not wasting the season you're in. With God, stumbling blocks become stepping stones. Setbacks become setups. Obstacles become open doors. And the perspective you gain becomes the strength you walk with. Thank you for watching 411 Heaven. If this message spoke to your heart, like, comment, and share. And always remember, your setback might just be God's setup.